Former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan has finally petitioned Nigerian current President Bola Ahmed Tinubu before world leaders, calling for his resignation and boldly telling him to sign his impeachment after he kept the people in multidimensional poverty and forced them not to cry. Some critics have alleged that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu sees himself as above questioning and has used security forces to suppress protests, unlike former President Goodluck Jonathan, who tolerated demonstrations. Goodluck Jonathan has presented evidence to the US Congress detailing Tinubu's alleged authoritative rule, electoral manipulations, and suppression of dissent in Nigeria. Goodluck Jonathan has urged current US President Donald Trump and American lawmakers to impose sanctions on Tinubu and possibly push for his impeachment. Nigerians have launched a 30-day rant challenge to criticize Tinubu's governance, similar to past protests against Jonathan's administration. Tinubu is accused of removing a duly elected governor in Rivers State, violating Nigeria's democratic principles and consolidating power through unconstitutional means. During Jonathan's tenure, protests led to his removal, but he did not use force against demonstrators, unlike Tinubu, who allegedly deploys security forces against protesters. As a sign of protest, Nigerian citizens and artists have symbolically raised a casket with Tinubu's name, mirroring past protests against Goodluck Jonathan. Meanwhile, Goodluck Jonathan have emphasized the need for diversity, equity, and inclusion in governance, advocating for policies that empower women and youth. Goodluck Jonathan warned that corruption and political interference in the judiciary deter foreign investment and damage Nigeria's global reputation. He stressed the importance of protecting democratic institutions, holding leaders accountable, and ensuring that governance benefits all citizens. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo Goodluck Jonathan has taken an unprecedented step by formally petitioning the current president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, before an international audience of world leaders. In a dramatic and impassioned appeal, former President Goodluck Jonathan has called for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's impeachment, alleging that his rule has plunged Nigeria into multidimensional poverty and has left ordinary citizens with little hope for a better future. According to the report, former President Goodluck Jonathan contends that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has not only allowed corruption and mismanagement to persist, but has also used the power of security forces to silence dissent and suppress peaceful protests, a stark departure from the more tolerant approach that marked his own tenure. In his presentation before the United States Congress, former President Goodluck Jonathan laid out what he described as compelling evidence of authoritarian practices in Nigeria under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He argued that the current administration has manipulated elections, removed duly elected officials from office, and engaged in unconstitutional practices that undermine the very foundations of Nigeria's democracy. Former President Goodluck Jonathan urged then-President of the United States Donald Trump, along with American lawmakers, to consider imposing sanctions on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and to take every possible step toward his impeachment. His appeal was not merely a critique of a political rival, but a call for international intervention to help restore the democratic values that many Nigerians feel have been eroded under the current leadership. The controversy has sparked a wave of public outrage in Nigeria, where citizens have launched a 30-day rant challenge as a form of protest against the policies of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This campaign of vocal criticism has drawn comparisons to earlier protests that occurred during former President Goodluck Jonathan's administration, although many observers note that the response by the current government appears to be much more severe. Critics claim that whereas demonstrations in the past were allowed to take place with minimal interference, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government now seems ready to deploy security forces at the slightest hint of dissent, a move that has raised fears of further human rights abuses. This difference in handling public protests has deepened the divisions among Nigerians, with many feeling that the people are being denied the right to express their frustrations openly and peacefully. The report paints a picture of a nation at a crossroads, with former President Goodluck Jonathan positioning himself as a guardian of democratic principles. His call for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to sign an impeachment petition is driven by a deep-seated belief that those in power must be held accountable for their actions, particularly when those actions result in the suffering of ordinary citizens. Former President Goodluck Jonathan has stressed that true leadership involves not only making decisions for the benefit of the few, but ensuring that the entire population has access to opportunities, justice, and a dignified standard of living. He has used his platform to highlight how the current policies of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu have led to a situation where many Nigerians are forced to live in abject poverty, while the benefits of governance appear to be reserved for a select elite. Among the most serious allegations made by former President Goodluck Jonathan is that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has violated Nigeria's democratic principles by forcibly removing an elected governor in Rivers State. This action, which Goodluck Jonathan describes as an abuse of power, is seen as part of a broader pattern of consolidating authority through unconstitutional means. By replacing elected officials with individuals who are more loyal to his regime, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is accused of undermining the democratic process and curtailing the checks and balances that are essential to good governance. This move, combined with the alleged manipulation of electoral processes and the suppression of protests, has led many Nigerians to question whether the current government is truly serving the interests of the nation or simply entrenching its own power. Throughout his appeal, former President Goodluck Jonathan has maintained that his actions are motivated by a sincere commitment to the welfare of the Nigerian people. He has argued that corruption, political interference in the judiciary, and the systematic suppression of dissent have not only weakened Nigeria's institutions, but have also tarnished its international reputation. Former President Goodluck Jonathan has pointed out that such practices deter foreign investment and stunt the nation's economic growth, leaving millions of Nigerians struggling to meet their basic needs. His call for impeachment, therefore, is not an act of personal vendetta, but a desperate plea for systemic change, a change that would restore confidence in Nigeria's democratic institutions and ensure that government policies benefit all citizens rather than just a privileged few. The public reaction to former President Goodluck Jonathan's petition has been intense. Across Nigeria, citizens have taken to the streets and social media to express their support for his stance, often using symbolic gestures to underline their discontent with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's governance. One particularly poignant symbol mentioned in the report is the raising of a casket emblazoned with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's name, a visual metaphor for the perceived death of hope and democratic ideals under his rule. This imagery is reminiscent of similar protests in the past, underscoring the deep-rooted frustration felt by many Nigerians who believe that the current government is indifferent to their plight. In his impassioned speeches, former President Goodluck Jonathan has also highlighted the importance of diversity, equity, and inclusion as cornerstones of effective governance. He argued that policies which empower women, youth, and marginalized communities are essential to building a more resilient and united nation.
Tinubu always feel like nobody can question him and nobody is as big as he does as far as Nigeria is concerned. He believes that Nigeria is a captured state by him. Now, Goodluck Jonathan, during the regime of Goodluck, Tinubu made a large protest. He shut down all Nigeria. APC people actually shut down Nigeria and they raised the casket of Tinubu and all. But now, in the regime of Tinubu, these people are scared of protests and they're scared of Nigeria criticizing them. Now, Goodluck has finally taken Tinubu to the US Congress and he laid every evidence about the authoritative rules of Tinubu, how he captured Rivers State and how he did everything possible to remove Fubara, an elected governor, and the way Nigerians have been doing 30 days rant challenge about the bad governance of Tinubu. Come and see the way Goodluck tender everything now, pleading that Trump should do something to impeach Tinubu and sanction him. You will see it for yourself in this very video. I'd like guys to stay connected to the end of the video. If you can share the video as you're watching it, just do what to share it. This matter is becoming more hot and hot. If you can share the video, share it. If you can share, just like it, give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. Just stay connected. I'll come back again.
Welcome back to Watch TV.
I don't have problems for you to talk.
Just gossip.
But if you leave the country from habit,
What is happening in the Christendom? It makes sense.
Hello my great and wonderful viewers, welcome back to Watch TV. For those of you coming across this channel for the very first time, just wait to click the red subscription button appearing on your video screen and at the same time click the notification bell icon so that whenever we drop a new video in few hours time, YouTube will easily let you to know. The big man that Tinubu have been doing as far as his policy is concerned is finally coming to an end. Tinubu always feel like nobody can question him based on his atrocities, based on his shenanigans and rascality. He believes that as far as Nigeria is concerned, he's on the top of the world. He makes policies, he makes rules, and he never think twice. He never think about the poor masses and all of that. I believe they can't question him. And even when these people come out to protest, Tinubu will send security operative to actually proof many of them. Those are what have been happening now. Kasala boss few hours ago. Goodluck Jonathan have finally appeared in US Congress few hours ago where he tender all the atrocities that Tinubu have been committing. He tender everything to the general public in US. He said Trump should sanction Tinubu or they should do everything possible to impeach him because Tinubu wants to turn himself for the Alpha and Omega as far as Nigeria is concerned. He made it not to Trump that if some people come out to protest against Tinubu, they will send security operative on them and by so doing they poof many of them and they injure a lot of people because of the protest just because the people are coming to state their agitation about the bad governance and all of that. Come and see the way Goodluck tender everything and the US Congress people were actually clapping for him because they believe that whatever this man said is the truth because they believe Goodluck have a good credibility and is a man of peace. But for him to come out to state everything about Tinubu, that Tinubu should be sanctioned and impeached and all of that, they believe that Goodluck is saying the truth. Now Nigeria is finally getting the solution because Goodluck is not sitting back and watching what Tinubu is doing free of charge. This man is finally making moves and Nigerians are backing him up with 30 days rant challenge. Nigerians are ranting and they challenge Tinubu based on the bad governance. They call him terrible. You will see it for yourself. Come and hear what Trump said after Goodluck tender all the evidences about the authoritative rules of Tinubu. You will see show in this very video. So I would like guys to stay connected to the end of the video. If you can share the video, just do it to share it as you're watching it. Share to the various social media platforms. Let it go viral. And if you can share it, just like it, give it a thumb up so that everybody can see what is happening as far as Nigeria is concerned. Let everybody get to see everything that is happening in Nigeria now. Goodluck in the regime of Goodluck, Tinubu made a large protest operation shut down Nigeria, including Buhari. All the APC shifting, they shut down Nigeria and they raised the casket of Goodluck Jonathan. But Goodluck never said anything. He never sent security operative to poof anybody just because there is Boko Haram or they protested against Goodluck and by so doing they colonized Nigerians and Nigerians got their back and they kicked Goodluck out of power. But in the regime of Tinubu government is more terrible than Goodluck Jonathan government. And the same Tinubu in question, if people come out to protest, he will send the security operative, he will weaponize them and he will use them to destabilize the protester and by so doing many people will lose their life and all of that. And the same Tinubu in question, he removed the immediate governor of Rivers State, a duly elected governor. Tinubu removed him, suspended him and placed another person there, and this is against democracy. This is against the constitution of Nigeria. So those are what Goodluck actually tendered as far as US is concerned. And when Trump saw this thing, Trump was surprised to see all this shenanigans and rascality happening in Nigeria. Now the same thing that Tinubu did to Goodluck, they finally did it to Tinubu. They've raised the casket of Tinubu as far as Nigeria is concerned. Come and see the casket of Tinubu. It was even Portable, the singer, that raised the casket of Tinubu. And the people of Nigeria actually got his back. Come and see crowd. They said Tinubu must go, and it's part of the ranting challenge that have been ongoing and is going for 30 days. So I will play the full video. Just say things the way to go. Hear what Goodluck said. Then after you hear what Goodluck said, come and hear what some politicians are saying. Everybody, including politicians, are tired of Tinubu. They're tired of Nigeria. They're tired of the terrible administration. Just stay connected to the end of the video. If you can share it, share it. If you can't share it, just like it. Stay connected. I'll come back again.
We are reminded that the pursuit of social change is a continuous journey, one that requires a collective effort, commitment, and perseverance. The theme of this colloquium is timely and relevant as we seek to address the present issue of our time, from inequality and bigotry to social injustice and marginalization. I believe that it is mark of good leadership and governance to be able to leverage the transformative power of diversity, equity, and inclusion for social change. As a leader, I have seen how these values can bring people together, foster a sense of belonging, and unlock the full potential of individuals and communities. And that is why till today, I think I appointed more women into office than any other president. Because the issue of inclusivity is critical. However, I have also seen how the absence of these values can lead to division, inequality, and social unrest. It is therefore a responsibility as leaders and change makers to promote a culture of diversity and inclusion, one that values and respects the dignity and worth of every human being and protects the interests of all of us. We must not forget that societies that embrace diversity, equity, and inclusion are more innovative, resilient, and harmonious. I know this because I saw how policies that promoted gender equality, youth empowerment, and regional balance during my time as president helped bridge divides and foster national unity. I am glad that the Askes Tomorrow Foundation is committed to this noble cause, and I commend the foundation's effort towards promoting social change and empowerment through its various initiatives. Today's colloquium is a testament to this commitment, and I'm confident that our discussions and deliberations will yield valuable insights and recommendations in this regard. And I did mention that what is happening in the country, everybody talks about River State on television, and some of these are the issues we discuss. We are talking about building a society where no one is oppressed, as reflected in the top paragraph of our national anthem. As a former president and also from the Niger Delta, when the issue of suspending the governor came up, I think people call on me, oh, President Jonathan, oh, President Obasanjo, you should say something. People expected us to say something about what is happening. And of course, people don't even know that traditionally all over the world, former presidents sadly make statements about what the current presidents are doing because of the tension it could create in the country. In most cases, look at America, look at everywhere. So hardly for former presidents to make sometimes we see. And of course, what is happening in Nigeria today regarding the situation in River State is like an Indian proverb that said that if somebody is sleeping, really sleeping, you can easily wake up that person. But if the person is pretending to sleep, you find it difficult to wake up that person. The key actors in Nigeria, from the executive to the legislature, luckily Senator Binta and others are here, and the judiciary, they know the correct thing to do, but they are refusing to do it. They are pretending to sleep. And waking such a person is extremely difficult because the person knows the right thing. A clear abuse of offices, clear abuse of power, clear abuse of privileges, cutting across from the three arms of government, from the executive to the parliament to the judiciary. And I always plead with our people that whatever we do affects everybody. And sometimes we do things and we think that it doesn't affect us. I've been a president before, and even after leaving office as a former president, people get to me. Why is that our passport is not valued that much? Why is that Nigerians are not given the kind of treatment we're supposed to receive at the international airports? Sometimes we think it's because of Yahoo boys or 419ers. No, not only them. Yes, they are part of the problem. But whatever happens in the country, decisions that are taken by the executive arm of government, decisions that are taken by the parliament, judicial decisions affect everybody. For example, no businessman can bring his money to invest in a country where the judiciary is compromised, where a government functionary can dictate to judges what judgment they will give. No man brings his money to invest in that country because they are taking a big risk. So whatever we do affects everybody. And if we must build a nation for our children and our grandchildren, no matter how painful it is, we must strive to do what is right. It may cost us, but we must endeavor and pay the price to insist on doing what is right. Whether you're holding an executive office as a president, a minister, or a governor, a special advisor, executive, whether you're holding an office in the parliament, senate, or rep, whether you're a judicial officer at the high courts or appellate courts, we must strive to do what is right. If we want to build a nation that our children will be proud of. As we engage in these discussions, let us remember that promoting social change is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. It requires a sustained commitment, collective action, and unwavering dedication to the values that promote good governance. Let us also recognize that social change is a shared responsibility, one that requires the active participation and engagement of all stakeholders, including civil society, the private sector, and governments. In conclusion, I want to again express my gratitude to the Haskell's Satmari Foundation for convening this colloquium, and appreciate all of you, especially our sister who came all the way from Kenya, as she has been introduced. If you are ticking the boxes for people that are supposed to be here, she filled all the gaps. Thank you for coming. And thank you for what you told me yesterday, said that Nigeria is the first West African country you have visited. So you are welcome.
My mom, of blessed memory, would have been overjoyed to be here. And my dear wife, who knows that I'm indeed a good husband. All other statesmen, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. From President Obasanjo, who's been up since about 5 to ensure he cut off his flight. He was ready to leave. He got to the airport even before 8. By the time they finished documentation, he came straight from the airport. Vice President Abubakar sat dressed ready by 8 a.m. because he said he doesn't want to be late before his boss was there. I proceed to every other person who is here. My best man who did my wedding, Andy Esabezi, who lives in Canada, said he must be here to witness this and celebrate his friend. To all of you who have left all that you are doing, I understand, I appreciate. And so that's why when I'm out and about, attending functions of friends, my wife understands why I have to do that. Even when I come back very late at night, she knows why. My life, I must say, I thank God for the parents that I had. I had a mother who wake me up by 4 a.m. in the morning when I commit those usual bad behaviors. She leave me to sleep by 4 a.m. because I was the only boy at the time before being my kid. So I had 5 senior sisters and 4 younger sisters. So my mom would leave me. About 4 a.m. she will use Goodluck. At that time, no have met my parents, so I'm alone in the room with her. So we flogged the hell out of me. So for the next 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I'll be a boy. So my father taught me that my father said to me, Emeka, the most expensive habit is keeping friends. So very expensive. I never understood until today. Some of you have spent millions of naira to keep faith with me today. So now you understand, I understand. Some persons came from outside the country, you have an idea of the cost. And when we were commencing this process, some people felt we were going to discuss Omega and the issues in the States. I'm happy you have seen that. That's the matter in the past. That's not the subject. And the subject is not to talk about my future, but the subject is simply to gather ideas to talk about the well-being of our people and talk about democracy, which we believe in. I've lived my life pursuing because of democracy. And so when I take certain positions, it should be understood. I do not take positions because I like you or I don't like you, but because I believe that democracy remains the best form of governance in our land. And because I do know that business than pursuing this cause, it makes sense for me to do everything to sustain it. And I want to urge everyone that at times like this, that we should all rise and protect this institution. For me, I've been in legislature for 12 years. I've passed out to that institution, and so I remain committed to that institution. I had the privilege of serving in the executive as a staff and later as an elected governor. And so I will also protect that institution. And I think that judiciary is very fundamental in our stability. So I urge all men and women of goodwill, all of us gathered here, very distinguished Nigerians, from my home states, from Nigeria is leading a team that includes former Governor Ikem Hakim, many others are serving central city. And I told my people we are told, but it's important that we do everything we can without fear of failing and speaking truth to power to sustain and protect this institution, to protect democracy. I believe all of us, mistakes have been made and will always be made. What is important is the way forward. I had a very wonderful upbringing. I didn't come from very rich background. I had a modest background. Civil service parents. They kept telling me that good name is better than money. But in the course of development, I've had access to money. But I've also known the money you should not touch and the one you cannot. And I know that there is life after money. And that as long as God lives, and I must be honest, what we are doing today, I know it's essentially not my money. I did not beg. But friends who cared, friends who know that this must happen, have made sure it has happened. Tonight, I'll be hosting virtually everyone here and perhaps more. Also, it's a man. I'm overjoyed with gratitude. Governor Masari would have been, Speaker Masari would have been in Katsina today, but he said, Emeka, I must celebrate you. That's why Emeka would have been out of town today. He said, Emeka, I'll celebrate you. Of course, my brother, Aminu Tambura, will be traveling later this night, but he had to be here to honor us. President Boston had to cut short a few other programs to be here. Likewise, all of you. I don't want to join that debate of who is the oldest man. Officially, for the oldest man here, he told me that this year he has only committed himself to travel outside Lagos twice. But Emeka, because he's come, I'll make it a temple. And indeed very much. I can't talk about everyone. The deputy governor of Enugu and deputy governor of Abia. You came in because your bosses have commitments, state functions that they couldn't live to be here, but they ensured they sent our best regards. My family is indeed very, very grateful. I'm happy for the kind of family I have, the parentage I have, For my siblings who have shown me love and support over the years. My wife who has sustained me in prayer that even at very difficult times will still keep going. But in spite of the tribulations and difficulties that come our way, that God remains God who is. And I must say, sir, I have very wonderful children who are making me proud. For my daughter, whom I told yesterday that if I don't see her, she's in the UK. I said, if I don't see you, I have another daughter. She has called me more than 10 times. And said that please, are you sure that you said? I said, well, I'm still watching you. If I see you, I change my mind. But if I don't see you, anything can happen. So just before I got it, she said, that please don't do that thing you said you will. She enjoyed being the only daughter of the house. So my children who are unavoidably absent because they want to be better than me tomorrow, they would have all been here, and I seek that you all understand. My younger brother Obin, we've been a work, and I appreciate you for who you are. Madam Ete, the only woman among the men, but at any point in time you are shy them. It looks like you have a uniform with your son and with your boy. So we discussed with Dr. Masari will tell us what happened and at what point and what way. I thank you most sincerely. And I want to assure you that I remain who I am. I'll be unfazed. I will remain your friend. I will remain consistent. I will remain supportive and protective of our institution. May God bless some of you. For me and democracy, it is till God do us apart. My brother Donald Trump tried to harass me that he will not come, and I said, let me see how you will come, because I know so much that the world should not hear. Thank you very much. What we have tomorrow, call me Sini. Tambual has killed, the Meji has killed, so you know that this business, I told Tambual and the Meji that today, there is no Mr. Speaker, that what we have today in the bench and so maybe after today we'll do a review. Secretary Namani, our boss, our chairman of former presiding officers forum, Senator Dolphins Wabara. My Senator David Mark has taught me so much in recent times. That business he was doing with Baba, he taught me and Aminu. And I believe we've learned very well and we're doing interestingly very well. My brother, you know you fly all over the place, and your flight landed this morning to be here. I thank every one of you from the bottom of my heart. When Governor Yemi told me that he was 85 years old, I thought it was a joke. So I'm sure when we count Anyoko, SMFK, of course, Baba. Am I saying anything? My senior brother and elder, Professor Jerry Ghana, who said, and you know, he would always speak and speak well. Finally, nearly Moke, my senior brother, and your team that have put this together, I remain immensely grateful. All of you who have contributed, all of you who have worked. If I came in, he also moves like, Tambua, so you may not know where he is at any point. But he said to me, wherever I am, I will bench here. Maybe after here, I may not know where next I will go to. So I take notes by here. General Olagosoye Oyedola.
Thank you for staying connected, my great and wonderful viewers. You can hear everything that Goodluck said in this very video. And I say that's not enough. Some politicians came out after Goodluck. They came out to complain. These are not even, they just not like opposition party. These people are Nigerians and they're politicians. They said they've tired of everything that Tinubu is doing as far as Nigeria is concerned. The administration of Tinubu is just like a military administration. And this man is making it known that Nigeria is practicing democracy. And he will come out to declare to the general public that democracy is sweet and is the best government. Now it is obvious that it is only the APC people that are actually enjoying the democracy. It is not for the common man. It is not for the common men in Nigeria. The democracy in question is APC democracy. There is nothing you can do in Nigeria that will work. People are not surviving in Nigeria again. A lot of people are losing their life. People cannot even afford to eat 2 square meal in their house. Even a square meal is not even possible. If you walk in the street now in Nigeria, we see people begging us for money, and some people will beg you for food. Many Nigerians are not even begging for money again. They beg for food in their own country, and it's not that these people are handicaps. They are not handicaps. They have hands. They are working, but the work they're doing is not showcasing. Nothing is doing. They work like elephant and they will be eating like ants. That's what is happening as far as Nigeria is concerned now. The Tinubu in question, when people come out to protest, he will shut everybody down with Nigeria security operative. He will weaponize the police and he will use the police against them. You can see what is happening. Even Asari came out, he said the army that Tinubu is actually using against Nigerians in Rivers State. He said, did they remember that Tinubu actually proved many of the armies, but they did not know that it was Tinubu that orchestrated this? He said it in one of his latest interview that he actually did few days ago, moment they removed Fubara, because Tinubu removed Fubara illegally, and that is what Goodluck was actually saying in that very video that I just finished watching. If you now check the video, dig back to it, hear everything that Goodluck said, and he said it to the face of the US Congress people, and he's making them to know that Tinubu is practicing an authoritative government as far as Nigeria is concerned. He's practicing a military government in a democratic country. You can see everything the way it goes now. The news of Nigeria is traveling everywhere in the administration of Tinubu. The news of Nigeria is traveling everywhere. Terrible news, a bad news regarding how Nigeria is operating and the government of Tinubu is operating. In the same government that Akpabio was actually alleged that he was actually harassing Natasha, a senator in the House chamber, and Natasha had been granting international interviews up and down based on the fact that she wants justice on the case, and the same Natasha was suspended. So obviously now they suspend anybody suspendable as far as the administration of Tinubu is concerned. Akpabio became judge on his own case, the case that they accuse him and they allege him of being a sexual harasser and all of that. The same case Akpabio become a judge on it, so he suspended Natasha. That is why Natasha Akpoti have been moving from one international station to international station, granting interviews, telling everybody around the world about the atrocities of Akpabio. So if Akpabio should go to anywhere in the country outside Nigeria now, they will not allow him. They will even be denying his visas and all of that. That's the implication of what Natasha did. And on the same vein, Tinubu is finally going to face the same thing, because the report have been getting to the European unions, have been getting to the American unions, based on the atrocities that Tinubu have been committing and how he have impoverished Nigeria in higher poverty and multidimensional poverty. He increased the elastic of poverty as far as Nigeria is concerned. Now, the total number of people that are poor in Nigeria is over 80% as far as Nigeria is concerned. And now tell me, why will the people not rant? The people are ranting. They're ranting for 30 days, challenging Tinubu that Tinubu should do something or he should leave the power. And the son of Tinubu came out telling the people that the father is the best president as far as Nigeria is concerned, and people are dying of hunger in your father's regime where you said is the best president and all.
This is the end of our news update. Please click the icon on the top right corner of your screen to watch my next video. You will enjoy it. I will see you again in my next update. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye for now.